That lunch you made for me today was so awful that I had to throw it straight into the trash. I had to eat out once again, which cost me more of my money. Do you think you could try a little harder to be at least decent at cooking for me? Seriously, you are so bad at what you do that it's shocking me.
You threw your lunch away yet again? Well, I'm not cooking for you anymore then. You're just wasting all the ingredients I buy anyway, so you're better off without a lunch from me. I mean, I've had to give up my free time making those lunches, so I think I'll go back to using that time for my job. So from now on, you can continue eating out, please.
Huh? You are really asking your husband to start eating out for lunch now? Are you trying to say you're fine with me gorging myself on burgers and fries every day and growing unhealthy?
Did I just say that? Because what I remember just saying to you is that if you don't like what I make you for lunch, you can handle lunch on your own then. How about you start making your own lunch to bring to work? I mean, I am far more busy than you are with my work, so it only makes sense for you to handle that.
What was that? Are you trying to tell me you hate cooking for me?
I'm the one paying the loan on this house, Phil. And so far, I've been the only one getting any of the chores done around this house. Yet you continue to say I'm bad at what I do, like I'm useless to you. What's that all about, Phil?
You talking back to me like that right there is proof that you're not a good enough wife for me. Normally, a proper wife would never talk back to her husband at all, and would only speak to apologize. This is all proof that you are a terrible woman and a completely helpless wife.
Terrible woman and helpless wife? I like that you'll call me that when you're the worst person on this planet.
I should have gone with a better woman than you back then. You are no use to me and a total waste of my money.
And what exactly about me is so useless to you? Because as far as I'm aware, you can't even clean your own dishes after you're done eating, or do your own laundry when it gets all stinky. If you are really that upset with what I'm making for you, then go ahead and gorge yourself on fast food.
You don't seem to understand how much I provide for you with my income, do you?
What?
I would much rather eat out all the time instead of eat whatever slop you're cooking up. But the only way to make money in this world is by working for it. I'm already just barely making ends meet before the end of the month. So that's why I've had to struggle so long eating the crap you serve me. But today, I think I've had enough.
And if you're going to complain that much about my cooking and complain that much about spending money by going out to eat, why not just make your own food? It's really not that hard, okay?
Enough of that crap from your mouth. You really want me to start getting the divorce papers ready again? You don't seem to be very thankful for all I offer this household. So I'll hand them in to the courthouse and end you. Is that what you want me to do, Mia?
You're going on about divorcing me again? This is like the 5th time now you've threatened me with divorce. I'm the one that's paying for our house every month, yet I still haven't gotten one thank you out of you. And when we have fights like those where you begin to lose, you just pull out the divorce card to make yourself the winner? What a loser you are. I'm the one that wants you to be thankful for what I do for us for once.
I have no reason to thank you. You're a no good wife, and I want you gone.
What? You want me gone? From where? The house that I'm paying the loan off on right now?
That's right. I've already got the divorce papers in my hand right now, and am ready to hand them in.
Ugh. I am so over this. I just can't keep going at all of this with you when you're going to act like a child. Go right ahead and eat out today. You still have the money to do that, right?
I sure will go out and eat. Again. I don't even want to come home for dinner today, because I'd have to see your face. I'll leave the paperwork at home for you. So make sure you fill out your half.
When you keep talking to me like I'm nothing more than a waste of time for you, you really put out the flame of whatever love there was left for you. Be careful from now on, Phil.
Why, when I say I have no more money, are you not making me a lunch to bring to work? Are you trying to make it seem as though I have no right to eating lunch?
You complained a ton about the lunches I was making for you before, so I'm not doing it now. You hate what I make for you, right?
I saw you making your own lunch for today, but you made nothing for me to bring in? What the hell is wrong with you, Mia? Are you even my wife anymore when you do things like that?
Ugh. I'm sorry, but I don't think I am your wife anymore. But don't worry, because it's not going to be much longer before my love is completely gone. It was already pretty messed up of you to always threaten me with a divorce when you'd begun to lose the fight we had. I'm the one paying off this house, so a thank you would really help your case out right now.
I could pay for this house if I wanted to. So stop acting like you're some kind of god when you bring that up.
What? I wonder if you really could pay for this house, Phil. I think that'd actually be pretty difficult for you, but...
What are you talking about now? I could pay that loan every month and still have money left over to save up. It's only around $200 a month for this place, right?
Are you certain of that? $200 a month?
Please, you do nothing but work a small-time job and come home to slack off all day, so you barely even have enough for this house. Maybe if you actually did start cooking for me again, I'd be willing to take over for you and pay this house off as well. But I won't be able to do that now because you won't cook for me anymore, and I have to eat out every day. I'm left with no money now because you're such a useless wife, and I think that it's time you really started to understand that.
I see. So if I were to leave the house, you'd be able to handle all of this with your income?
I sure could. I'll go ahead and pull out that divorce paperwork out again if you want. You are a complete waste of my time and a total disgusting woman. That $200 a month isn't anything to me, so forget bragging about that. I'm seriously fed up with you, always talking back to me, so get the hell out of the house.
You'll become homeless, Phil. Is that what you want?
You're the only one that'll be homeless after this is all over.
No, you are the one that'll be without a home if you choose to divorce me.
And I'm the one telling you to get out of the house. You should be able to understand what I'm saying. So, get the hell out of the house right now. I'm taking that divorce paperwork to the courthouse today on my way home.
There's no need to do that now.
And why's that? Are you going to tell me that you finally don't want me to kick you out and divorce you after all? Well, if that's what you want, quit it with all that childish backtalk and start behaving like you are thankful for everything I do for you.
That's not what I meant by that. I already filled out and signed those divorce papers you had last time.
Huh?
I'm planning on handing those in for you right now, so you don't have to worry about going to the courthouse on your way home now. And actually, you won't even have to worry about coming back here. Now, I'm on my way to the courthouse to end all this fighting once and for all.
Are you actually sure you'll be able to handle all this? I can imagine it all right now. You're going to hand in those papers, and the next thing you know, you won't be allowed back into my house and will cry as you figure out that you're the one becoming homeless.
You really think that's going to be you, Phil? I'm going to warn you right now that I know you're not going to listen to what I've said, so I'm no longer going to try saving you. So like you've always been asking for, I'll leave your sight for good. However, you will probably start to regret things come next month. But you chose this outcome for yourself, so you'll have to suck it up and figure things out on your own.
Hey, what is this? The amount I'm being asked to pay this month for the loan is weird.
What's that? Why are you wanting to talk to me now?
I took a look at how much I'd be needing to pay this month for the loan on the house. The bank is asking me to pay $2,500 this month. What is this all about? They must have made some kind of mistake in their system or something, right?
So, you've finally come around to learning how much it costs to afford that house then? And I'm assuming right now your heart is beating out of your chest right now because you've had to come all the way to me to talk about this. But Phil, it's too late to be asking me about your problems now.
What do you mean too late? What is going on with the bank asking me to pay this kind of money? I have no reason to be paying this much for the loan this month. Did you end up saying something to the bank or doing something to make them charge me this much?
How would I have been able to make them hike up the price? What would I have said to them? For the past year now, I've been paying $2,500 a month for that house. Were you not aware of that?
Huh? You've been paying this kind of money?
You always told me I was a horrible wife and completely useless to you before. But I was paying $2,500 every month to the bank in order to pay off the loan on that house for us. And I had to pay all that myself because my pile of crap ex-husband couldn't be bothered with helping out.
Huh? Pile of crap ex-husband? Are you talking about me? What is wrong with you calling me something like that?
You're the frickin' idiot that thought I was paying only $200 a month for that house. I think you deserve to be called a pile of crap after what you've done to me, thinking you were some kind of god compared to me. If the loan really only required you to make payments of $200 each month, then I think you could manage that. But in reality, it's not that little of an amount. So give up, Phil. You're not going to be able to pay for that place, right?
Are you really saying that this whole time you've been paying $2,500 a month for this place? You have no reason to have been paying that much. Heck, you shouldn't have a reason to be able to afford that much. You just can't pay that with your job.
I thought you had a better understanding of all this. I bet you did know I was paying that much for the place, but chose to ignore that fact in order to make yourself look better than me. How lame, Phil. I told you a month ago that you wouldn't be able to afford the place if you kicked me out, and that you'd become homeless. I made sure to warn you of this happening, didn't I?
I remember you saying that, but I had no reason to believe you. I thought that since you were paying for the place, it would be a piece of cake to make those same payments on my own.
And that was only you thinking that would be the case, right? You didn't bother to look into what amount I was paying and instead chose to completely ignore it. Well, I already knew you wouldn't be able to pay for that place anyway, so I'm having it sold.
You're selling the house? What do you mean?
I mean, that house will be bought by someone else and they'll start living there now. I've already put the place on the market, so you'd better hurry it up and get out of there.
Huh? Why are you doing all of that without telling me? This is my house, you idiot.
This is my house? Duh. I was the one paying the loan with my name on the frickin' place. You can't even afford the house anyway.
Shut the hell up. But I've been living in it for the past month now.
You haven't been doing so legally. You can't pay for that place, so good luck paying for this month's loan. And it was never even your place to begin with, hence why I chose to have it sold. Sorry, Phil, but if you really wanted to call the place your house, then you should have co-signed on it and maybe paid for part of the loan. But since you didn't, I have the right to the place and the right to sell it when I please. My name is on it, so it's all mine.
Wait, your name's really on this house?
The fact that you didn't even know that just goes to show that you were finished from the start. It really is a mystery to me why you thought this whole time that the house was yours, and that you thought you could pay for it.
A mystery? I'm the husband of this house. Do you really think you can talk to me that way?
Oh my God. We had a divorce a month ago, remember? Let's start using that head of yours for once so that I don't have to sit here all day explaining your whole life story to you. You kicked me out of the house even though you can't afford it. And you also didn't even know that I was the one with my name on the place. So you're not going to be able to squat in that place anymore. What the hell were you thinking when you kicked me out of that house again? It was always well known that if you divorced me and kicked me out of there, you'd have hell to pay. What happened to the brain you should be using to understand all that? You leave it back at work or something?
I didn't actually think that you'd want to get a divorce from me. And I was seriously thinking that you only had to pay $200 a month for the loan on this house.
I think that was just a dream you were having the whole time or something. Maybe that's all what you told yourself so that you could keep acting like a selfish little brat.
Well, my coworker said to me that that's the amount he pays every month for his place.
You're kidding me, right? You were comparing the loan we pay off for our house to the place one of your other coworkers has? Who was it?
Sanders?
Oh, Jesus. Sanders is living in an older house in the middle of town that he's reforming, right? Also, he bought that place 10 years ago, so he doesn't have much left to pay for on that place. You made a huge mistake comparing his old house to that newly built modern home that we've been living in, you dunce. Did you also forget that I wanted to pay off the loan on the house as soon as possible, and that's why I chose that monthly rate?
Now that you mention it, I do remember agreeing to us taking out that kind of loan. But that was over a year ago now, so of course I'd forget something like that.
Forgot about something so important in less than a year. I cannot believe you right now, Phil. I want to know how you've made it this far in life when you don't have a brain in that head helping you out.
I do have a brain in my head, and I have been doing just fine. Well, who cares? I'll forgive you for what you've been doing this time.
What was that? What are you forgiving?
I'm saying you can come back and live in this house with me. I'm sure you want to make things better between us again, right? So you are allowed to come back and live in this house with me. I have always thought of you as a terrible wife. But I guess I was getting some use out of you after all.
Dang. Did you really just say that to me? Who the hell do you think's going to come back to a load of garbage like you?
Huh? Why not? I'm telling you, you can come back here to live with me. Stop playing games with me and come back home.
Hey, Phil, the way you're saying all of that to me right now is so disgusting that I just can't be serious anymore. When I said we divorced, that means you and I are divorced. Do you understand what that word means?
Huh? What are you wanting to say right now?
Dang, I don't actually know what else to say to you. I thought I made everything clear as day to you, but perhaps you just need to experience the hell you asked for in person. Just know that you're nothing more than a complete stranger to me now. I'm not coming back over there because I've already moved away, and I don't even want to have anything to do with your butt anymore. This is what you deserve, Phil. You're going to become homeless, just like I said, and you're going to like it.
Why are you saying things like that to me now? I just happened to not realize all that stuff before, right? What am I supposed to do now if you don't come back to me? I'm going to lose the house, and I'll have nothing.
You're asking me that? Go back to your office, or wherever you left your brain at, and put it back into your head and think of what to do yourself. I'm a stranger to you now, and that house wasn't even yours to begin with. If you really want my answer of what you should do now, I'd say just give up and go rot away somewhere that you won't cause anyone else any problems.
You and I have been together for such a long time, though, Mia. Throwing me away like this out of nowhere is a horrible thing to do to me. Why don't you think a little more about how this will affect me?
I'm not going to think about you. Screw that. Who was the one constantly calling me a bad wife in the first place? Calling me a horrible woman and useless? You had all the fun you could have calling me such hurtful things without ever thinking about how it'd affect me. Well, we're nothing now, so I'm free to do whatever I want. It's amazing to think that living by myself now could be so much better than having a man like you constantly degrading me.
Mia, I'm asking you to please come back to me. I want us to go back to the life we've lived before.
You might want to go back, but I sure as hell don't. You had your chance, Phil, but you blew it very badly and will now pay the price. To think that life without you would be this wonderful was never something I had thought about before. I hope you'll have as much fun as I'm having now when you find your new home. Ah, but you don't have any money in your savings, so scrap that whole part about finding a new home. Now, would you please get lost? The pile of garbage will now have a chance to go live in the dump where he belongs. In the end, Phil was met with the reality that Mia had been telling him about for a while now. He became homeless and started to miss work a lot, resulting in him losing his job within that company. He tried so hard to get Mia to come back and help him, and even rekindle their burnt-out relationship. But Mia continued to ignore him, which soon began to work on him. At this point, Phyllis started to become aware of the fact that he's a useless human that can't seem to do anything right. He even tried to send her one last message by apologizing for all the terrible things he'd done, but Mia left him on red again. And ever since that text, he's not said another word to her. Without a home to live in, nor a job to make some money from, I'm not really sure how Phil is going to get by. Right now, he just wanders the streets at night, eating from the trash cans, and during the day sleeps under bridges to try and gain some energy again. It seems that the childish and selfish ex-husband has finally met the depressing fate he was always destined for.